Okay, Vicki, so what are you up to?
Okay, I just finished a project for Stan and Jockey, and it starts with this book here and goes 5 notebooks full. As you can see, they're very, very full of pictures and documentation of their family. And what I've done is check to see that the temple work is done. I did the research to add families to the family tree. There are lots of names in here that were not in family search before. And then, for instance, this is a write-up on where the Scarborough name came from. Here's Scarborough Castle. This is what was happening at the time of many of these people. Also the Spanish flu epidemic, and this is where it starts. And it just goes back generation after generation.
Okay.
And then each family group record shows the father, the mother, their kids, and whether or not their temple work has been done, with all kinds of, this is resource notes and sources and pictures and stuff, of course. Then there's all kinds of interesting personal tidbits, like this guy right here, George Edwin Scarborough. He registered for the draft April 27th, 1942, which is also the day that the Belgian Jews began being forced to wear those yellow stars. So and there's lots of original artwork that, see, it tells who painted it, and this is in Williamsport, and this is the church that they went to at the time. And then this one is in South Dakota, and the artist was raised there. She said I could use as many paintings of hers as I wanted. And I just put down here where to find others. But this shows a South Dakota farm and an old couple sitting there, and this couple right here raised their children on a South Dakota farm. So that's what that's about. So that's it.
Well, that's very interesting. So is this a lot of work?
Many, many, many hours. The last one I want to show you.
Okay.
This is James Scarborough. He was a miller and a baker, and he was born in 1760. And so there's lots of information about him in here.
Okay.
And the sources I used are also here. So there you go. That's it.
Okay. So a little history behind Stan and Jockey. Stan and Jockey Olson, brothers. And Stan was with Dad, my dad, back in the 50s in Pure, South Dakota, where we joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And Stan and his wife, Dimp, were lifelong family friends, and they had a great respect for my mom and dad.
Don't forget, Stan's son and your parents' daughter married each other and joined the families.
That's right. So Scott and Angela are also very interested in this family history work that you've just done. And just a side note that Jockey was a bit older than me, just a few years, and we stayed over at his house one night, and we got to laughing and giggling so hard, and Jockey's dad was a little upset with us because we just kept laughing and giggling, and he couldn't get to sleep. So he came in and rapped us both really hard with his knuckle on the head. It hurt, and we quieted down. Didn't say a word, but after about a minute or two, we just couldn't help it. We just started giggling and laughing so hard we couldn't help it. We were afraid he was going to come in and rap us again. But anyway, so our families are kind of tied together a little bit from those kind of relationships. But this was a great project that you did, and this is a ton of work. I know that you've been working on this for so long, and when people get in and look at this, I hope they appreciate all of the pictures that you've done, because you've got comments with the pictures about how these pictures relate to their individual family members.
This particular one, Mary Oak was baptized the day after Christmas in 1736. So I put a Christmas picture in.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for all the work that you've done. So, Vicki, real quick, like, how did you get involved in this, and how long have you been doing this, and what are you doing right now?
Well, I was interested when I was a kid, but I officially started in 1980 as a Christmas present to you to trace your family tree. And that's when we discovered we were living in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, and I discovered that the first Rushes that came to America came to Pennsylvania. And for me, that was so cool. Then I told you that it was to a little town called Byberry, and you said, Vicki, I drive to work on Byberry Road every day. And that was my auspicious beginning. Then we went out to California, and your mom had some boxes under the bed that were family records, and I dragged them all out, and I reorganized and organized everything and started just tracing the family tree. Then later, during COVID, I decided to take some college classes. So this is many years later, lots and lots of experience in between. And I took BYUI's family history program and their advanced family history program.
So what are you doing now?
Oh, now I hire out as a professional genealogist, and I'm working as a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for their family search department, helping other people trace their family trees.
Okay, so you've done projects like this
Yes.
where you had a ton of notebooks that you had spent months and months and months putting together. And how easy is it to make sure that these things are accurate?
It takes work and proof. You have to have documents. You have to have census, birth, marriage, death, you know what I mean. All the vital records and stuff.
Okay, well, thank you.
Sure.